Welcome to a new Team CGC 9.8 video. Today I have 5 9.8 comics I would be buying now. So for the first pick, a bit of a 2-for-1 on this one. It's a Star Wars Tales number 23 in 9.8. This one's really cool. It's got a cool cameo of Darth Malak and Darth Revan. Especially like Darth Malak looking really awesome with kind of his jaw mask. So this is a really cool cameo if you're into these two characters. But to be honest, you know what? The one to get, if you're really big into Darth Malak and Darth Revan, is I think it's Knights of the Old Republic number 42 in a 9.8. That's basically origin and first full appearance of Darth Revan. That book's really taken off in value. And you know, the title I would be buying now, I actually had, there's one in Canada of the Knights of the Old Republic 42. I threw in an offer. It was 1,100 Canadian dollars, admittedly, but there was tax on that order as well, so it ended up being kind of a 1,300 or so offer Canadian dollars, which puts it right around $1,000 American, and I was rejected. So I wasn't able to kind of get a deal done for this one, but certainly it's one I'm trying to buy. But on today's video, we'll focus on Star Wars Tales 23. There's 97 9.8s in the first print of the Star Wars Tales 23. There's that photo variant cover that gets a little bit more money, I think, and I think there was like 40 or 50 in the 9.8 on that one, so a little bit tougher to find that one in a 9.8. But in the first print, kind of a cool X-Wing cover. 56.4% of all graded copies are 9.8s in the Universal Blue Label. So Star Wars Tales 23. I saw that photo variant sell. I was kind of following this auction. I was really thinking about throwing in a bid on this auction too, but I was kind of at the same time going after that Knights of the Old Republic 42 in Canada. But the photo variant auction ended at $415.10. I think that's a great deal for the variant of this one, Star Wars Tales 23. I think the first print, I saw one sell on eBay recently for $350 or best offer. So I think it's right around $300 for the first print is going to be a pretty fantastic deal. I kind of have a feeling this one's you know, these are a little bit undervalued too, and certainly Knights of the Old Republic 42 has done so well. It's become kind of the one to get besides Knights of the Old Republic number 9. A lot of people were initially going after that one. But I think a Star Wars Tales 23 and that variant cover a little bit over $400 in the first print, around $300 with those really cool cameos. Certainly if your budget's a little more, the Knights of the Old Republic 42 is kind of 1,100, 1,200 US dollars right now. So yeah, I think there's some potential with Darth Malak and Darth Revan. I think like Darth Revan, you know, really cool origin. 42 is an awesome book, but he kind of looks like Kylo Ren. I feel like Kylo Ren is just like a knockoff of Darth Revan, but they named him something else to kind of fit him into the story. So I don't know if Darth Revan is, you know, has that potential like he's going to be in movies moving forward, but who knows? Absolutely no real idea. But these ones are really cool if you're a big Star Wars fan. All right, next one on comic books I would be buying now. Oh, I put these up wrong. It's an Incredible Hulk annual number 5. Yeah, this is a second overall appearance of Groot on this one. And this is just a cool one from the 1970s that you can still kind of conceivably get in the high grade. And, you know, the Guardians movie's coming out later this year, but there's already been a few Guardians movies, so I feel like the Guardians of the Galaxy books don't heat up too much leading into the movies, but we're still quite a ways away. So I think you can absolutely consider some of these Guardians of the Galaxy keys. I saw there's a few others we'll go through where I saw some really good prices for a few of these ones. But Hulk Annual number 5, second appearance of Groot. The first appearance of Groot is in the early 60s. It's that Tales to Astonish book, I believe it is. I didn't look that up this morning, but that's the first appearance. Second appearance takes like over 10 years later. So this is borderline... Oh, going in the window? Okay. This is a borderline first like modern appearance of Groot possibly. But second overall appearance, a really cool one I think to consider in the 9.8. And I saw this one pop up on auction about 1.5 years ago, I think it was. And was really happy I pulled the trigger. There's 42 9.8s. In a blue label, a 1 of 42, and in 9.8 white pages too. There's probably less in the white page. You see quite a few off-white to white pages for this book. 8.7%, the 9.8 ratio. Yeah, nice single-digit 9.8 ratio. Pretty tough one in a 9.8. And I saw one sell for $795. It was in off-white to white pages, though. I'd picked up this one about a year and a half ago for a 400 and it was a little over 400. It was like 425, 450 or so. And I thought that was a pretty fantastic deal, given kind of one of 42 on this one. A recent one selling for $7.99. I think it might be worth it to get up to that kind of $7.99 level, certainly if you're a big Groot fan and a Guardians of the Galaxy fan. Now, a couple other Guardians books. I saw Hulk 271, first comic book appearance of Rocket Raccoon. That's one I do have. Yeah, Hulk, I think it's Hulk 271. Kind of doing these off my memory, but I saw that one sell in a 9.8 direct edition for like $950. It was like a week or two ago. So I think if, you know, maybe you like Rocket Raccoon better than Groot, you go after the Hulk 271. And also Annihilation Conquest number 6 in a 9.8 is the first appearance of the new team, Guardians of the Galaxy. That's one I do have. I have all these three. I'm a big Guardians of the Galaxy fan, and that's Annihilation Conquest number 6. I think Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be collected for quite a long time, and that first overall appearance of the new team getting together in Annihilation Conquest 6 is a pretty great one. And I think that one is about $400 maybe. I don't really remember too many recent sales on Annihilation Conquest 6. Maybe it's gotten a little bit over 400. Okay, we'll move on here. Next one, a couple Batman books. Yeah, a bit of kind of a 3-for-1 maybe, but one I don't really talk about too much to start off. Batman Adventures #1 in a 9.8. So, you know, Batman Adventures #1, I think, you know, just getting the first sort of adaptation of the Batman animated series is really cool, because Batman animated series is awesome. There's so many big fans of that. And I have a feeling that the Batman Adventures #1 is just a little bit undervalued in a 9.8. Now, you almost can't go wrong. Consider, I got a lot of Batman keys. Consider like maybe a Batman 404 Year 1 Part 1. That one's kind of cooling down. I saw one sell recently for like $260 in a 9.8. And Batman Vengeance of Bane. That one's a little bit cooling down too, where they were kind of selling around $700. Recently saw a few sales for like $575 on a Vengeance of Bane. So I think right around $575 of Vengeance of Bane is amazing. But Batman Adventures #1. On the census, 174 9.8s in a blue label and 36.2% the 9.8 ratio. Saw one sell for $209. So I think if you can get a little bit over 200 on this one, a one of 174, and you're a big like Batman animated series fan like I am, this is wantable. And you know what? The title, like I would be buying now. I did throw in an offer for one that is in Canada right now. For $205, and it was rejected. So I'm just probably going to move on, but I think, you know, Batman Adventures #1, if you wait in an auction in a 9.8, maybe you get it for like $175, but the most recent one's selling for about $209, and I was kind of willing to go a little over 200, but the seller, I think he has it for, is it $275 or best offer? Maybe it's $300 or best offer, but yeah, $205 rejected on a Batman Adventures #1, 9.8. Otherwise, maybe I would have added that one to my collection. But under 200, I think that's a great value. And absolutely, you know, the Batman movie came out and kind of some of the Batman hype is fizzling away. So I think like, you know, Batman 404, Vengeance of Bane, Batman The Dark Knight Returns #1, Batman 357, like any sort of big Batman key issue, I feel like you could probably get it for 10 or 20% less than they were sort of leading into the Batman movie. And yeah, certainly with Vengeance of Bane prices, I've already seen them really cool down. And even Batman 404 has cooled down. So there's evidence that they are cooling down after the movie. Okay, next one is Teen Titans #12 in a 9.8. Yeah, and if I didn't have this one in a 9.8, I got, I think, 5 raw copies too in the first print. This is one I kind of went all in on 2-3 years ago when I had grabbed this one. But if I didn't have this one, I would be buying a Teen Titans 12 right now. They're cooling down a little bit. I think the Batman Who Laughs is the coolest modern villain, and lots of potential with the Batman Who Laughs, both like in comics and on the big screen, I think. 683 9.8s in a blue label. I won a 683. And 24.6% is the 9.8 ratio. So there's quite a few of these graded. Of all the graded copies in the universal blue label, only 24.6% of them are 9.8, so about 1 in 4. That's really tough for a book that just came out in 2017, like late 2017, so pretty much 2018, like a brand new book. Only 1 in 4 are 9.8. So that's a really tough awesome, rarity in the 9.8 or toughness in the 9.8. And this one is pulling back. They got up to about 700 to 800 a year and a half ago. Like the comic book market was a lot hotter. 525. I saw one sell for 599 recently as well. And someone on the team had let me know like they got theirs for under 500, so it still might be doable, kind of in the 450 area, let's say. But 450 to 550, let's call it, on a Teen Titans 12, I think it's a good time to buy this one. Yeah, it's a modern, and you'd think like that seems pretty expensive, but it's a really tough one in a 9.8, and I think there is a lot of potential with the Batman Who Laughs. So right around 500 on a Teen Titans 12, way better than paying kind of 700. A year and a half ago when Batman Who Laughs was a little bit hotter, admittedly. Okay, last one, and kind of a 2-for-1 on the last one as well. But I got my Amazing Spider-Man 238 out here, and just absolutely like a big no-brainer key issue to consider buying in a 9.8, and I think they haven't put Hobgoblin in kind of a Spidey movie, and it seems like almost every other villain has been in a Spider-Man movie, but Hobgoblin's certainly a huge Spider-Man villain, and this one's got some potential, certainly if the Hobgoblin finds his way in a movie. But you know what, this is just a really tough 9.8. It's got the tattoos, so with the tattoos, it was really kind of, you don't see too many of these in a super high grade. There's a 557 9.8s in a blue label, and 7.8% of all graded copies are 9.8, so that's a fantastic single-digit 9.8 ratio. Tough 9.8 with the tattoos on this one, for sure. So Amazing Spider-Man 238, and just quickly before we go on the prices, like Amazing Spider-Man 252, that's kind of another one akin to this one, kind of just a no-brainer Spider-Man key issue from the 80s. That 252 in the direct edition, I saw one sell for 1,700 recently on Comic Link, so consider that one. But 238 we'll go into on the video in detail. Prices in a 9.8. Saw one recently sell. It was $2,859. That was like 2-3 months ago, maybe. You don't see too many of these sell, but that's another one I saw sell for $3,090. So if you can get this one a little under $3,000 with it just looking great in a direct edition, great colors and centering, and like a new case for a little bit under $3,000, I think that's a pretty phenomenal deal in a 9.8, and certainly consider 252 as well. These are pretty much no-brainer Spider-Man key issues from the 1980s to, consider investing in. And yeah, if I didn't have either of them, I got the 252 as well in a direct and a newsstand in a 9.8. I would be buying them now if I didn't have them. So, all right, team. We'll leave it at that. Just a couple recommendations that, yeah, definitely if I didn't have them, I would be buying them now. And then the other ones I'm actually trying to get out there and throwing in like offers and stuff, but it just kind of hasn't worked out yet. But a pretty solid list to consider. Certainly if you're looking at buying some 9.8s right now. All right, team. Thanks so much for watching, though. I'll see you on the next one. If you're liking my content, please subscribe and hit that bell, and I'll keep you updated on future videos.